Okay, so it's a sales dashboard analysis, like I said, for Furnace Foods. Okay, cool. Okay, so Marvelous said, thank you. So if you have questions, you can always drop it in the chat. I think the YouTube is discontinued for now, so probably everyone might have to join this. So basically, for the session, for the scenario analysis, what I was saying regarding the scenario analysis is very simple. So when you want, for example, you are in a particular scenario where you want to be able to test and say, I want to, for example, this is a sales dashboard for Furnace Food. What scenario analysis does is that it helps you to vary your output based on a particular input that you put in. So for example, I have a set of KPIs, like I have my revenue, my profits, my costs. All of them are preset already. Naturally, your dashboard, many dashboards you see out there, many things are just preset. They just, okay, this is what I want you to see. But when you come to scenario analysis, what you are trying to do is you are trying to say, okay, what if I change the price? What will happen to the revenue? So I understand that the revenue that I have now was based on a particular price at a particular point in time. But if I change the price, can I tingle with the price? Can I change the amount of goods sold and see what kind of result it will give me? And those type of things helps to plan for the days ahead, because now I'm seated here, I can decide that, okay, if I sell at $2,500 or £2,500 and I sell 10 products, I can put in those parameters and I'll be able to see the expected revenue I will make per month. I can also change the number of months and see the expected revenue I will make per year. So it gives your Power BI some form of interactivity that helps you to be able to interact with the dashboard and say, okay, look, I'm interacting with this dashboard. It gives that level of control that, yes, you are not just seeing a dashboard, someone just presenting data to you. You are able to use it to do calculations for forecasting and for planning. So Marvelous, did you get that? Can you just type in chat box? Okay, I got it, so that we can be sure that we are following together. So if you also have questions, you can also bring it on the chat. Okay, thank you, Marvelous. I'm happy to hear that you got that. So like I said, it's a sales dashboard analysis for Furnace Foods. And it's a very quick background context. Furnace Food is an FMCG, fast-moving consumer goods company that has grown largely rapidly over the past 5 years in US. What they sell chips, they sell nuts, and they sell crackers. And they sell on two major fronts. They sell in supermarkets and they sell in online stores. Now, what is the business problem? As we know, when it comes to FMCG, volume does it. Naturally, there is always a very huge competition when it comes to FMCG space. So the question they want to know is, they want to know how can they use their data to make better decisions that will help them improve their sales, tailor their strategy, their marketing strategies to suit particular organizations or to suit particular set of people. Look at their data. How well has our data been doing? Use it to be able to make data-driven decisions that will be able to suit their company. For example, I gave an example earlier when we started this call. Back then, when I was having that data, when I started learning the data analytics personally at my previous workplace where I did it, we noticed that when it got to the month that had the bit for the business area that I was working on, right, for privacy purpose, I might not mention exactly what I was doing, but for the business area that I was working on, we noticed that November was the period that had the highest production regarding what we're always looking at. We also noticed that same November had the highest breakdown in terms of equipment, because the equipment was always having a very serious breakdown because of the volume of the kind of productions that were being made on that particular device. So when we noticed that trend for like 2 years, what we did was very simple. When it got to September, we went ahead and purchased another product to serve as a backup to those particular products. So by the time it was getting to October, almost all of the various areas we were working at, the branches we were working with, they had a backup such that during the time of pressure, when that main one fails, the second one was always standing as support. And I can tell you, it was a massive success. We recorded almost like, if not close to the highest output we've ever had in years, because of that singular action of taking a data-driven decision. So, and this is the way I'm trying to bring us into context to be able to understand that Making data-driven decisions is golden, right? Now we move on. So what are the key areas we need deeper insights to? If there's any area you are not too clear with, you can just let me know. If you think I'm too fast, you can also let me know so I can just take it a bit slowly. So we need deeper insight into three different areas. Number one, sales performance across different regions. Number two, promotional effectiveness. How well are we performing across different regions? Are there some particular type of things that sell well in the north or maybe in the east that doesn't sell well in the north? Which a region is performing best? Secondly, promotional effectiveness. So for example, we do a particular promotion campaign, say we do buy one get one free. Is it working? You need to be able to check it, and that is the only way through data. We do a promotional campaign for, say, discounts. Do we have a higher percentage of people buying things through discount period? Also, the third one is customer behavior. We need to know what is the age range of customers that buy our product. Naturally, if you open your Excel sheet, you will not see that. You will just be seeing numbers. And when you are done, you will drop the Excel sheet and go and sleep. But we need to be able to take out what customers or what is the age range of customers that buy our products, right? And also what is their spending pattern. Now, once you understand that these are the key areas you want to focus on, it will give you a form of guidance because when you are doing your dashboard, don't just open Power BI and just begin to design dashboard. It is wrong. You need to have an understanding of the kind of problems you want to solve, the kind of insight you want to get before you begin to open your dashboard. So, and if it's a business question, like I mentioned, this is just something like we mentioned earlier, which is what? Business questions that we hope to answer. Then we move on to how can you analyze data? These are the core major areas that you need to know when you are trying to analyze data. Number one, you need to determine your goal. We've determined that already. Number two, you need to collect the data. You need to be able to say, look, the data I need to meet this goal is sitting here, 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 and here. When you are doing your personal project, it is easy. You can just go to Kaggle and pull in data source and just start working. That one is not stress. But when you come to real life environment, you literally have to begin to scramble around, meet one person, meet another person. Data doesn't always sit in one, as in usually, except that organization has is matured data-wise. There's what called data maturity model. Some organizations are well matured. They really structured their systems to put all the data in the right place. But many times, data is always everywhere, from one Excel file here to one CSV file to different places. So you need to be able to collect that data and be sure that, look, this data I'm collecting meets my goals. Explore the data, analyze the data, and interpret the results. So some of the things I've put here are some of the things I have discussed before. So we're going to be going, I'm just showing us this so that when we even leave this session, we have an holistic view and understanding on how to, on how you can on how you can build your data visualizations. You have a framework in mind. You don't just open Power BI and say, oh, I think pie chart should be here. I think bar chart should be here. Oh, no, KPI should be here. No. There is a science to it, and that's what I'm guiding you through. So with that understood, we're going to be diving into our data sets, right? We're going to be diving into our data set. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be sharing my entire screen. So I believe that we can still, I'm going to share my entire screen now. For some of us that probably might have not downloaded I know all of us have downloaded it, so I'm going to present my screen right away. Just give me a moment, please. Just one moment. I want to open the folder so we can start our visualizations in earnest. So I believe we all, I believe we've all opened our Power BI dashboards. Have we opened our Power BI, the application? You can just open it now because I want us to remember it's called a build with me sales dashboard session. So I need to just open your open your application. Just open it. I need to confirm. Okay, Lola says she has opened it. That's great. Okay, just give me a moment, please. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen right about now. I'm going to share my entire screen so we can. Okay, so this is dashboard resources. I need us to also confirm that we've been able to open so we can open the sheet. This is called Fauna's Food. Let's open it. Please, once you've opened it, just confirm. Like I said, it's a build along with me. It's a build along with me Power BI session. So I want it to be as interactive as possible. So the comment section will be a good place for you to drop your comment section will be a good place for you to drop your comment. Okay, opened. I love that. Thank you, Adiola. Thank you, Lola Day. I love the energy in the house. That's splendid. Love the energy. That's great. So now that we've opened it, so this is a quick. We're going to be looking at the data in quick format. Now, anytime you open your data, the first thing you should do is to observe and ask yourself, okay, this has changed. Let me change this back. You look at your data and just take a look at the entire frame and look at exactly how it looks. Observe each of the columns and ask yourself, just like we stated earlier, does this column meet my need? Based on the business goals I stated earlier, does this column meet the need for the business goals I stated earlier? Does it meet the need? So once you begin to look, okay, I can see quantity sold, I can see sales channel, I can see region, I can see customer segment, I can see promotion code, I can see salesperson ID. Now, once you've been able to look at it and you've been able to ascertain that, okay, it seems like this meets my need, then we'll begin to do some little bit of what we call data enrichment. Now, looking at this table, it looks good, but there are some few things I want us to do to it to make it look, to help us with our modeling. Now, there's a concept in Power BI called data modeling. Now, what data modeling entails, it's two things. There's what we have a fact table and we have the dimensions table. Some of us might have heard that concept, a lot over the period, maybe, or you might have not heard it before. I'm happy to introduce it to you. We have what we call the facts table and we have the dimensions table. Now, the facts table is simply a table that records transactions, that records events of any business process. So any and every business process, any table you see that records the events of a business process is called a fact table. And usually on those tables, you find dates because it records every event that happens. So as every event happens, it records it, you find dates. And a dimensions table is a table that provides more information about what is on the fact table. Now, the understanding of these things are very, very important because when you understand it, it will guide your data modeling. I mean, data modeling is like the foundation of anything you want to do in data analytics. Data analytics, data engineering, data modeling is the fundamentals. So when you understand the fundamental, it will give you a very strong sense of alignment because you're able to see how a whole lot of things connect. So fact table records events. So for example, in a supermarket, a fact table is going to be recording the sales. In an hospital or an healthcare management kind of system, the fact table is going to be recording the patients. It's going to be that table that will record all of the patients that have been admitted into the hospital. In a typical, say, maybe any other industry, maybe I don't know, you could think of any other industry. The fact table is just that particular table that is used to record things that are happening as the day goes by. But the dimensions table, which is usually smaller, is what provides more information about what's on the fact table. So that is why when you try to create your fact table, You must create your fact table in such a way that you limit what we call redundancy. What's redundancy? Find a way to ensure that only IDs are represented here. If you can for everything, fine, but we're not doing it for everything. We're only going to do it for two of them. By what I mean by only IDs, for example, this is not. We have products. This product that is a product, right, is a good thing to do, but there are a couple of things I will do here. It's called normalization, but I won't really go there. It's just a way of saying, how can I make it in such a way that instead of me putting product name here, I will put the product ID. Then I will now create another table. I will now call it product table. I will then have more information about the products such that I will have the product ID. That product ID will contain the product name. It will contain the product selling price. It will contain the product's cost price. Now you begin to ask, what does this help you to do? What it helps you to do is that instead of you to have a very wide for example, now here we cannot see sales price. Instead of you to begin to have a white table that will now have product name, you have product price, you would have product selling price, cost price, selling price on this big table. Why don't I create another table and call it product table, which is the dimensions table? Now on that dimensions table, I will then call it product ID. I'm going to call this one product name. I'm going to call this one products cost price. I'm going to call this one products selling price. Have we done this? Now, as simple as this is, we can continue with this. I'll be explaining, but you can just type. As simple as this is, what this will help us to do is that I don't need to represent all of this information on the Furnace Foods facts table. All I need to do is what? Put the information here. Anytime in my data model I need it, all I need to do is what? Is the ID that will then connect to each other. And that's where the concept of primary keys and foreign keys come into view. That's where the case of primary keys and foreign keys come into view. So now, have we done this? We can confirm. I think I've just confirmed that we've done this. So once we've done that, all we need to do next is come to what? Product details table. Now we can see that if I do my filter this way, I can say I just have 3 products: chips, nuts, and crackers. Right? And I come over to product details and I click and I come here. I can say, okay, fine. For the first product name, I want to call it P01. I want to call the second one P02. I want to call the second one P03. Now, I want to give P01's product code to nuts. I want to call P02 crackers. And I want to call P03, what's the last one there? Chips. Right? Now, I'm now assuming that P01, that is for nuts, is actually 1,700. So we are doing it in dollars. We are that okay for nuts. We are saying maybe say total price per carton in this case. Now we are saying total price per carton for this particular one is 1,000. That's the cost price, the cost of production, 1,300. That's $1,300. Then maybe for chips is 1,700, right? And then for crackers 1,700, and then for chips is 2,100. I want to assume that okay, so for selling price, at least for base selling price that they were selling for that particular year, I'm showing us all of this. I could have easily created it before we started, but I'm showing us so we can have down the sign of when we have such a data, we can know how to manipulate it. We don't have a case where we have a fully modeled data. You're just going about doing visualization. It's very good when you understand it from the concept. right? Then you call, say we are giving a selling price of 1,500, and we want to give a selling price for crackers for 1,900, and then we want to give for a selling price for chips at 2,300. Do we understand it to this point? I need to drop a reaction. You are following and you understand up until this point. Please drop a reaction. You can just drop a reaction. You are following up till this point. Just drop, yes, I'm following. I understand. It's clear. Just to be sure we're moving along. Okay, thank you, Lolade. That's great. One more person. I need one more person. One more person to show. Okay, thank you, Lushala. Okay, it's clear. I love that, Sadika. Thank you. At any point you don't understand what I've said, please do well. Thank you very much. I need to just drop a message. I don't understand this concept. I love the fact that Marvelous dropped an ideology the other time. She didn't understand, she dropped it. So please, I'll try to make it as simple as possible, but please drop I don't understand, and then I'll do well to explain. Now, we've created a table for this. So I save, I come back to this page. Not is P01. This is now what my dimensions table that provides more information about my fat table. Not is P01, crackers P02, chips P03. Right now, what do I need to do? I come to Furnace Foods and I say, okay, I want to now change nuts to P01 and change them to their respective codes such that anywhere somebody sees P01, the person, anywhere you see P01, you can easily use it to pull all of the information for P01 from here. So look at all of this information that are under P01 that I can pull from without necessarily having to represent this here. And you're going to see how beautiful this looks when you step into Power BI. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to this, but I'm going to use a simple Excel function we know. Control C, Control F. And I'm going to drag this up here, Control V. I'm going to click on replace. And I'm going to put P01. So that everywhere it sees nuts, it replaces it with what? It replaces it with P01. And I click replace all. And it has made 32 replacements. 32 replacements. So we are building our model, we are building our data in such a way that it is smooth for analysis. If not, you'll just be confused. You'll not be able to do things well. You know, all of those, you know, a lot of things go on. So the second thing we come over, the second one is, I think that second one should be crackers is P02. Crackers is P02. So we are changing crackers. We'll do replace all. We have made 30 replacements. And then chips is P03. Oh, sorry. I put crackers as P012. Okay, I might need to replace that. Okay, let's do chips first, then I'll replace crackers. I made a mistake. P03. So and chips is P03. Voila. 38 replacements. So let me replace chips. Let me change this one back. Okay. Okay. So now we can see that we're getting there. Now with this product name P01, once we get into that made up model, you can come and pull all of the information from this place, and we are building our data model slowly. Our data structure and a very movement. Now, what's the next thing? We can see salesperson ID here. But with this salesperson ID, if you look at it, I don't know the name of this person. It doesn't make sense to me. The same way I don't know the product name until I come and search here for the product name. But Power BI has made it dynamic, and I'm going to show you how that works. But in this place also, we only provided with the salesperson ID, but no name was given. What do I do in this case? I'm going to also do the same thing I've done. I'm going to create a different table for this, a dimensions table for sales, so that it will have all of the information of the salesperson. So that here we have the ID of the salesperson, and that table will have all of the information of the salesperson. So I'm going to do that here. I'm going to just do click salesperson details. Now, salesperson details, I'm just going to do the same thing I've done earlier. Sales ID, and then sales person first name. So we're just doing first name. We want to know how well the salespeople are performing. So from what we can see here, we can see that the salesperson is, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 to 10. Those are their IDs. So we're going to be coming here to put the salesperson details. We're going to put the IDs 1, 2. You can just do this and drag it down to, I think, 14. Okay. So once you've done this, this is a salesperson ID. Let's put salesperson ID. Then we can give them a name. Just give them any name that comes to your mind. So I'm going to just give them a couple of names. Please, if your name falls in here, it's by no means, it was not planned. It just happened as it happened. So I'm going to say Philip. I'm going to say Joel. I'm going to say Bill. I'm going to say Tolani. So it's an FMCG, and it's also, let's assume it's an international company. So they have people from different walks of life. I'm going to say Bill. They are giving Bill. I'm going to say Siddiq. That's actually the name of the person. We had to get some interesting names so far. Like I said, I'm going to say okay, Favor, and then Walter. So with this, we have the names of our representatives. So I'm going to give a few seconds for some of us who are typing. You can type any name of your choice, right? I'm going to give you, once you're done typing in, just put done. I'm done typing in the names, because I didn't include the name in that one I sent, because I want you to have that feel of, it's called data enrichment. You're trying to make your data better and see how to make it more suitable for analysis. So that's why I'm guiding you through this process. It's always good to do. It's not good to iterate made. Sometimes you build your thing from scratch. It gives that beauty of building. So if you've been able to get to this point where I am, just put done, that I am done. You can type out the name if you want. I am done. I have created my salesperson details table, and I've created my product details table. If you've gotten to this point, just put done. Okay, thank you, Babatunde. I love that. I love the energy. Done. Where is love the energy? Done. Okay, I'm waiting for one more person. Lolade done. Coming at a close second. That's interesting. Okay, we move. Yeah, I love that. So now we're moving straight into, so this is a third part, but I'm not going to go into this now because this is the second part of the analysis. I don't want to spend too much time on this. This is the second part, and that's why I said we're going to be having another session tomorrow, right? So we might not be able to get to this part. If we can get to this part today, we'll get here. But if not, we'll continue, but let us first do that has to do with the historical records. Once we are now done, I will now bring up, once we are done building a dashboard for the sales records, I will then bring us back to the sales analysis, where I'll show us some of these things, and then we can then begin, or we should just start. Okay, let me just run us through this very quickly. It's just going to be a quick explanation. So this is the background of the what if analysis scenario we are trying to create. So naturally, in every system, because remember I said something that we're going to be doing scenario analysis. And the idea behind scenario analysis is saying, okay, I want to be able to interact with my data. Don't just give me numbers of things that happened in the past. What if I want to forecast into the future? I want to just do some simple calculations, some simple touch here, and see how things pan out. It gives you that level of control that, okay, yes, my parameters are set. I can put 1 or 2 things here and get some quick results. And that is what this sales analysis is giving you. It's a very, very powerful tool. And I'm sure you're going to really enjoy its use. But before I go on, I'm just going to be running through some of what we have here, because everything that you're going to be seeing from here down here, we are going to be creating them as measures in Power BI. So that's why initially I said it's always good to have a basic understanding of Power BI before you join this class. But even if you don't worry. Come with your heart open and ready to learn. You will learn, don't worry. But so what we have here are all things we are going to create. Why I created a template here in Excel is so you can see how it looks like before we then begin to create it in Power BI. So this is like the format or template input that will be feeding what is going to be going into your sales analysis. And I'm going to explain them in a very short time. So this is for product name. So this might not be, so this is for product name, although this might not be exactly very needed. I can even just hide it because I already have my product details column. So I can pull anything I want from here directly. So this is what we call the total fixed cost. Now, in any institution, company, anything whatsoever, there is, especially for FMCG, in fact, not just FMCG, generally, any business, there is the cost of production of that particular good. And there is also the fixed cost. For example, things like rent goes into fixed cost. Things like cost of machinery goes into fixed cost. You know, I'm not very strong. I know I have senior accountants in the house, but at least the little accounting I know that fixed costs has to do with things like rent, things cost of assets actually in this regard. But when you talk of production, accountant in the house, you can confirm if I'm correct, but at least I know I tried. So, but when you talk of things like cost of goods sold, when we're talking of cost, we're talking of cost of goods sold is speaking to, okay, in terms of the raw material that was used to create the goods. So if you noticed here, we had something that we called product details. We had the product's cost price, which is taking into cognizance the cost of the raw materials and what went into the production. Then here, when it comes to sales analysis, we have what we call the total fixed cost. Like I said, I'm trying to give as best context as possible, which can be speaking to things like I said, it could be the cost of the rentage of the facility, cost of the machinery, and a couple of other things that are joined together. Those are things that either you buy raw material, you don't buy raw material, you must pay for them before you now begin to buy raw materials for the production. So that is what it speaks here. We're not using the operational expense for this particular one, so we'll just take it out. Now, everything you have here in the yellow, these yellow columns is what we are going to be using as our scenario analysis or our what if parameters. So we're going to be creating a what if parameter for sales cycle. What if parameter is simply for scenario analysis. Like I said, you are trying to say, I put in a value and, I generate some set of results. I put in a value and it gives me some set of results. I put in a value and it gives me some set of results. Let me show you. Okay, so I don't know if I have, for some of us that might have not seen it, okay, that didn't, please, you are here, you didn't see the screenshot. Okay, let me just continue so that we don't have to waste so much time. So having said that, we're going to be creating what if parameters for this, for the sales cycle, for the pricing factor. So sales cycle in this case, we're using months. Different people could use different things. Some people could use weeks because they fast moving consumer goods. They could use weeks. Some people can use days. Now, okay, at the end of this period, we must be able to have sold so and so. So, for example, in some organizations, maybe FMCG, they could be looking at weekly reports. That okay, every week, this is how much you've been able to sell. They do their classification based on how much goods or how much revenue they were able to make in a particular week. That's how much they drive. For some, it's in a month. For some, it could be quarterly. So, but here we're using months for our sales cycle. Pricing factor, we are saying, I want to be able to vary the price. I want to be able to adjust my price. Now, when it comes to FMCG, pricing is very important. Pricing is very important because many times people, they adjust their prices based on seasonality. They adjust their prices based on competition. So at every point in time, you should be able to say, okay, if I adjust my price from the original price by 10%, how much will the new price be? How much will I make in terms of revenue? What will be my total cost? What will be my total profit? And the interesting thing is that once you're able to do such kind of things, it gives you a control that, okay, fine, if I put my price at, say, 10%, so 10% pricing factor is saying 10% of my original price. That means it adds an additional 10% on your original price. You can now see the new adjusted price. You can see how much you will make as a revenue. You can see a couple of other things, all because you adjusted the price. A whole lot of things changes. Also, number of products sold. You can now say, okay, fine, I have set my price to be 10% of the original price. That means, look, Powerbi, add 10% of the original price to this one to make it the adjusted price. Now, number of products sold is saying, I have been able to say what? I have been able to I've been able to say this is my final price, or this is my final price. Now I want to be able to say this is the number of goods that I will sell to be able to make this particular profit. So you put in number of goods that, okay, we will sell 50 goods or 50 products at 20,000 or maybe $1,500 per carton. This is how much we'll make. It gives you clear answers, quick answers, quick answer. That's the beauty of this. So these are the three ones we're going to be creating what parameters for. And then all of these ones, we're going to then be creating measures for each of them. Measures for the sales you need to break even, measures for your target sales, measures for your profitable sales, for your total revenue, for profit margins. These are all of the key measures for your required revenue and for your sales efficiency index. Basically, what most of these things are saying is break even sales, that sale, that sale we need to make, those number of products we need to sell for us to be able to break even as an organization. Target sales is okay, fine. I have placed my, in this case now, because we're using pricing factor, that okay, I have adjusted my price. Target sales now is going to be what is now the new sale, what is that the new number I should get after I am done putting in my pricing factor. By the time we get into the Power BI, I'm going to explain all this more clearly, and it will be very interesting for us. So that's just a brief overview of this page, and that's why it's there. It's just going to be like a format, but all of these things don't have value because we are going to be creating measures for them in the model, in the Power BI dashboard. So let us open our Power BI. I'm going to be opening Power BI right away, and we're going to be starting in a minute. So I'm happy to join. So if you know, please open your Power BI dashboard. You can just open the Power BI application. It's open on my system. You can just open it, and then we're going to start right about now. It's coming up. For some of us that probably, so usually it comes up like this. These are the newer ones, right? It comes up this way. So once it comes up like this, what you are going to simply do is you're going to come over here and click on blank reports. Blank reports. So please, let's confirm. Like I said, it's a build a sales dashboard along with me session. So you have opened your dashboard. I will have to be popping in every now and then to confirm that we're following. So you can just put opened, or you can put dashboard opened. Like I said, it's a build along with me. It's not supposed to be I talk, you listen, and you go and build later, because if that happens, you will likely not build later. Time is a very, very important aspect these days, and a lot of people, it's not very easy to manage. So dashboard opened. I've opened my dashboard, opened. We just type in the chat box to be sure that we are moving on the same pace. Okay, Lola did dashboard open. Love that. Love that. I love that. That's the energy. One more person, I'll list more persons. Dashboard opened and ready to launch. Dashboard open and ready to launch. Dashboard open. Waiting for one more person. So put dashboard opened. Dashboard opened, so that we're sure that we are moving together in this journey. Dashboard opened. Dashboard opened. Dashboard opened. Okay, dashboard open. Marvelous, beautiful, good to have you back. I love that. Thank you, Adela. I love that. Dashboard open. I love the energy that we're bringing to the house. I love that. So now we're going to be going right into it. I love that. Now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to be importing our data into the dashboard. We're going to be importing our data. That's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to be importing our data into our Power BI dashboard, right? So we're going to click on import, and then we come over to, we locate dashboard resources, we open it, and we click on Furnace Food. So if you are using Power BI for the first time, there are a lot of, you can import from different type of sources. I mean, it's amazing the amount of sources you can import from: Excel, SQL, Power BI, lots of, different types of sources you can import from. But for today, we're going to just be importing from Excel. If you wanted to import from other sources, all you could have just done is come to this place, click on either Excel workbook or any of this. But we're not using any of that. We're just using an Excel workbook today. So just come to Excel workbook. Once click on Excel workbook, open, point to the path where the file is located. Click on dashboard resources. For you, it might be located differently. Then open Furnace Foods. So it's currently opening as we speak. It's taking some time to load up the dashboards. Okay. Once your dashboard has opened, it presents to you a screen, or well, in this case, it presents you a page. It's called the navigator page. Navigator page helps you to be able to see all of the inputs, a form of preview, to preview what is coming in from your dashboard, from your Excel, rather, from your Excel sheet, and be able to confirm that, okay, this Excel sheet actually I'm getting everything I need to get from the Excel sheet. There is nothing missing. And usually when you come to dashboard, like when you see this blue bar, it means that it's a table. But when you see this normal, it's just plain, it means that it's a sheet. But at this point, the data is well formatted, so you don't really have a problem with whether it's a sheet or a bar, whether it's a sheet or a table. But when you get to some interesting type of data set, very interesting data set, usually you then leverage on how to create tables and use it to format your data appropriately. But for now, we're just going to stick with selecting these four. So we're going to select them. You can see it's showing here already. You can see it's already showing here as you can see the data is already showing here. So you can see the data is previewing it, and you can just have a sneak peek of the data, although it has been truncated because of the size. So once you have done that, the next thing you should do is don't load, because you might need to clean your data in Power Query. Power Query is where the data is cleaned and ensure that everything is fine. So you come over and click on transform data. Transform data. Now, once you click on transform data, you are going to see this interesting, for some people it looks ugly though, but this is where it gets done. This is where everything happens. Behind those beautiful visualizations, this is where it gets done. Remember, every wonderful visualization, the data must be clean. If not, you will not be able to get good results. So if you are new to this one, some of us might be very conversant with Power Query. But if you are entirely new to Power Query, well, welcome to the world of Power Query. You can see that there are 4 tables here. The 4 tables we imported. There are 4 of them here, right? Now, once you import a table into Power BI, I may not be needing to go over all of these things. I'm only going to, my transform data is grayed out. My transform data is grayed out. Okay, so Esho, you might need to select, okay, let's go back. Did you select the tables? You might need to select the table. Did you select those tables one after the other? Let me discard. So for example, when you click on import from Excel, you click on this, right? Most likely your transform data is going to be grayed out like mine, because I have not selected anything. You can see it's grayed out, same here. But once I select 1, 2, 3, 4, transform data is up. So can you confirm that you've been able to select the sheets? Can you confirm that you've been able to select the sheet? Just confirm that I have been able to select the sheets. Okay, yes, that's great, that's great. Okay, that is good now. Okay, I love that, I love the energy. So now we're going to be moving on. So once you do that, all you need to do is you click on transform, just like I've said. For some of us that are here, once you click on transform, we'll get to the transform board. We then begin to look at the data type one after the other. And begin to check. Because when you bring your data into the Power Query, Power BI automatically begins to assign some data cleaning measures already on its own. It just begins to assign, okay, I feel this happens, I feel this is needed, I feel this is needed. It just does that on its own. So what you can do is, and how can you see that? you come to this place, you see applied steps. And once Power BI has done a data cleaning measure, it saves the step under applied steps. The beauty of this is that it has, in a way, automated your data cleaning such that you don't have to always clean this data anytime this data comes. So for some of us that work on Excel, if you are an Excel user, you know that you have a report, right? That report, you always perform the same thing every week. Every single week is the same thing. I would advise you can try out using Power Query, or try out, well, there's a different way using macros. You can record everything you do on, that's a different ballgame. Maybe in another class, you can actually treat that. Maybe if we have one has another session, I can walk us through. You can do that on Excel. You record every single cleaning action you're going to do, and then every week, once that data comes, just click on the button, and the entire cleaning action will run. But for this purpose, for the sake of this class, Power BI records every single step you take. So once it does that, once you come to navigation, you can see now that this is the source. It shows us that 4 different sheets were brought into this table. This one is just should I call it metadata? I don't know what to call it, but it's not a sheet. Now, of these 4 sheets, when we came to navigation, this one was here. Power BI now detected that, oh, okay, I need to automatically promote this first one to become a header, to an header rather, because it looks like an header. He then promoted it to become an header. When he then promoted it, oh, it looks like this data looks like a number. This one looks like text. Okay, let me change their type. And that's why he then changed the type of this salesperson to what? ID. That he changed the salesperson to, he changed that of the salesperson to number, and he changed the first name to ABC, right? So, okay, great. That's great. I'm glad to hear that. So he changed to ABC, right? So the first thing you might need to know is, for some of us that might not be familiar with this, I'll just quickly run through. This is a Power Query part. I may not be able to go over everything, but let me just run through. There are a lot of features, but the features I just want you to know about is the one we're going to be using for this class. So if you want to know, so these are the places where you see the different tables that have been imported into Power BI. And once it has imported, these are the places where you see the data types that has been assigned to each column. Power BI is very big on data integrity. So if you come in and it must have a particular data type, it assigns the data type to every column. And if it finds that that column is not consistent to that data type, it will throw an error. So in this place now, it has assigned 1, 2, 3, that's a whole number to this particular column. Now, if you want to check the other data types, you can click on this place here. You can see the different data types that Power BI has. It has decimal number, it has fixed decimal number, whole number, percentage, and all of the likes. But it just assigned it to this point. So one of the first things you do when you step into Power BI is that you need to check the data type to be sure that Power BI assigned the right data type, because sometimes it might assign the wrong data type. So you come here, you can see that, okay, they assigned the right data type to this one. It has assigned text to this one. Text, ABC is text. Duration, this is date, this is time. So we are good. We move on to the next one. Okay, we don't have anything to do with this sales analysis because we're not using it primarily. Well, okay, maybe we might use it. So for this sales analysis, you can see it has a lot of nulls because we didn't put anything. So you can just do something. There is something here. You come to home. When you come to home, you can see some of these things here. You can just come to this place and click on remove rows. When you click on remove rows, just at this top here, I hope my screen is very clear enough. When you click on remove rows, then you just come and click on remove blank rows. Once you remove blank rows, it takes out all the blank rows and leaves out only rows that have data. Now we can see that this place, Power BI has automatically assigned a data type to the total fixed cost, but we want to give it a data type of, say, fixed decimal number. So we can come here and change to fixed decimal number. Right? So once we've done that, we come to product details. Power BI seems to have done a good job. It gave this one in text, it gave this one text. Okay, so it gave this one 1, 2, 3, O number. But let us change to fixed decimal number, which is closely more aligned to us representing it as a currency later. So you come to this place, click on fixed decimal number. There is another way to do it. So it is asking you, do you want to add a new step or you want to replace the current one? Now, what this is telling you that Probably I say, I have already in my good nature, I have given this a data type. But you now, because you feel you are wiser, which you understand the data better, you want to give it another one. People cannot do it on YouTube. I have a challenge with the YouTube. Okay, so people cannot be on YouTube. So I had a challenge in my network. So the YouTube live streaming is not exactly very efficient. So that's why, please, for as many people that want to be on YouTube, probably can just kindly share the Google Meet session, Google Meet with them. My network for the YouTube streaming, it was having a serious problem. This not like a problem, but my network bit rate wasn't too strong enough, and I wasn't, so it was going to affect it. So I'm recording the class. I would likely upload it later on YouTube, but I would recommend that if you are viewing it, I'll just ensure that you join along and do everything in the class. But for people that are on YouTube, if you know anybody that's going to YouTube, which unfortunately I'm not sure you can know anybody. It's only showing the title. Yes, I have stopped the streaming on YouTube. I had stopped the streaming. Let me try and do the streaming again. Okay, it's only showing the title. Oh, my bad. I didn't know it was still streaming. They are getting used to new technology. Just give me a moment. Let me see if I can get this sorted. Okay. Okay, can you check now? I didn't know it was working. I thought it was having issues with network, so I abandoned it. Thank you, Analyst Victoria. Yeah. Thank you. So maybe you can go back and check on YouTube. Oh, that's pretty bad. So go on YouTube now, be wondering what's going on. Okay, please can you just check on YouTube to confirm that it's up? I would upload everything back on YouTube when I'm done. So most likely to delete that because a good part of the class is lost. But if there's anybody on YouTube, the person can as well still join. But I noticed that YouTube's latency it's quite delayed, so that's why it's kind of smoother to work with Google Meet than work with YouTube later. But thank you, Analyst Victoria, for that. I think it's been pretty. So Analyst Victoria is a wonderful. We are known from way back. So and I call her Analyst Victoria because I believe everybody that will work together to learn data analytics is an analyst. So if I call you analyst in this class, I hope you will be. Okay, so we move on. Yeah, that's by the way. So now we have Fauna's Foods. Now we've been able to check this. We've been able to check this. Okay, it's working out. Thank you for that feedback. Thank you very much. So anyone wants to join YouTube can also join, by the way. So we have Fauna's Foods, and we can see that here. Now, once we come to this place, this is where we need to now check. Is the data looking like what is expected to be? Let's quickly check. You come over, ABC, text is showing properly. Move on. Data there, that's Powerbi has done an excellent job. Date of sale, it has automatically given it dates. Excellent job. Text, beautiful. You can see. So scrolling through, we can see that Powerbi has really done an amazing job of, giving the right data type to the data. So nothing much of a stress, right? Now, before we then go ahead and say, okay, we are good with this table, we want to load, there's something we need to take note of. And that is, look at this column. It's called customer segment. Do you remember that earlier on in the conversation, we said we want to be able to get deeper insight into the various customer segments and understand the customer spending pattern. So we can know the age range and also how well they're spending. This 25 to 34 year means that the person that bought this particular product is within the range of 25 to 34 years, and the person is a low spender. This 25 to 34 year means that the person that bought this particular transaction ID is actually an high spending or high spender rather in this case. Now I want to be able to say, okay, which customer segment is giving us the most and which age range is actually giving us the highest revenue. Looking at this now, we can see that the data is joined together. What can we do? That's where you then begin to apply what we call, there are two columns to the right. Okay, yes, they are blank. So yes, part of your data cleaning, you can delete them. Thank you for that. So there are two ways of deleting your columns. Thank you for that. I saw it, but I thank you, Analyst Lola, if you mind me calling you that. So there are two ways. So let me just quickly show you how to delete columns. You can delete columns via two ways. You can do like this. Click on two. You can begin to delete them one after the other. But there's also an easier and a quicker method, especially when for some of us that can have an Excel sheet that will have 500 columns. And you then begin to ask yourself, how will I begin to delete all of them one after the other? This also works for Power Query too. All you need to do is come to this place and click on choose columns. Once click on choose columns here. you can see all of your columns. You can simply uncheck the columns you don't want, and leave the columns that you want checked, and click OK. Once you do that, it automatically removes the columns that you don't want and leave only the columns that you want. Thank you, Anna. I love that collaborative spirit. So, like I said, it's a collaborative class. That's why I said build a dashboard with me. So we're working together. I'm not talking and you are doing. We're working together so that at the end of the day, you can confidently say, I have built a dashboard and we did this collaboratively. So thank you for that once again. So we now want to look back to what we're saying, customer segment. Now, we want to be able to say we have age range to one side and we have a, when you talk, as we want to know in terms of the spending pattern or the spending pattern, is it a low spending range? Is it a high spending or is it medium? What are we going to do in this case? We click on this particular column. We can either right click and use the split column bar here, or we can come over to this point and you will see what we call split column as well. Now, once you've done that, you will see delimiter, number of characters. You can split based on different things. But now, if you look at this place now, we remember we want to split age range and low. And the only thing that separates them is this dash in the middle, isn't it? So what we're going to do simply is that once we have that dash, all we're going to do is we are going to then come ahead and click on split by delimiter. That means we want to split it based on delimiter. Now, we are splitting based on this dash delimiter, but we are using to what? Rightmost, meaning that you can see there are two of those dashes here already. So we don't want it to start from the left. Let it start from the one that is at the far right. And that's why we say rightmost delimiter. If you choose each occurrence, it's going to split this into 3. For example, look at this now. You see, it has split it into, okay, you can split it properly actually, even with the one. Okay, well, I didn't see that before. But in this case, now let us come back. Let me close this. But we're using rightmost delimiter by delimiter. And we're saying what? Rightmost delimiter. And click on this. And you can see that it has splitted our customer segment into age range. By the time we click on this, you can see this is more like a filter. This bar here, button here is like a filter. So once you click on this filter here, you can see the age range and you can see that there is no value that is off. Same here, once you come here, you can see also the different values for the low, high, and medium. I need us to confirm that we've done this quickly. Okay, can I take it again? Thank you, Adeolu, for that question. Okay, I'm going to take it again. Adeolu asked us to take it again. Now, Adeolu, if you look at this customer segment, analyze Adeolu, if you don't mind, Adeola rather, my bad, please. If you look at this customer segment, you will find that age range is concatenated with the description of that particular good called low. Now, low, medium, and high here is speaking to the spending pattern. That means how well that particular transaction is moving in the market. Is it experiencing high sales, low sales, or medium? Right? Now, it was concatenated alongside with the age. So what they're trying to say is that, okay, this particular age, it is low spending. This particular age, it is what? High spending. This particular age, it is what? Medium spending. Now, what are we now going to say? We now want to be able to split age. Let age be separate. So that at the end of the day, we can say this is the amount, these are the different distribution of how well different age brackets are contributing to selling, buying things. For example, there are some particular goods in the market that left to the old people, those things will not sell. For example, our parents, with some of our parents, they are not, some of us, maybe the older generation might not be as freaked about getting a new phone as the younger generation. iPhone 20, iPhone is not anybody's business. I'm still using my Samsung and it's working for me. I continue moving life. And usually when you are going up the ladder, you find out that some particular age range, they don't even market things to some particular age range. Some age range don't care about some things, while some age range are embracing it hook, line, and sinker. So what that means is that even when it comes to marketing, you need to be able to tailor it to the particular age range you want to sell to. That's why you see a lot of marketing ads. So marketing ads around maybe some particular marketing ads maybe around phones or around, they will use young people so that it's going to meet a particular audience. When Crocs wanted to come out, they used a very popular influencer for their marketing. They didn't go and use an older generation person. They used somebody that met the target audience of the people they wanted to sell Crocs to, and it blew like wildfire. Everybody within that age range started using Crocs. So what that means is that when you are doing marketing, you must be able to identify the age range that contributes your highest revenue, and you must be able to what, tailor your marketing strategies towards that part. So now, because we have customer segment in this place now, and you can see that age is concatenated with spending pattern, we want to separate it so that age range will be different, spending pattern will be different. And that's why what we are doing here is we are now going to do a split column. So split column is saying, I will come over to this point. You can come here and click on split, click on by delimiter. Now, delimiter is speaking to whatever it is that is separating this thing is called a delimiter. What is separating? In this case, now the delimiter that is being separating it is this dash. You can select different delimiters. It could be a comma, it could be an equal to, it could be a sign, it could be a tab. But the delimiter that is separating it is this small dash here. Now, we are now saying that, okay, it should split it at the rightmost delimiter. Now, if you look at this thing, you will notice that the dash that we want to split it from is the one towards the left, the right, because we want age range to stand by itself and the that's the spending pattern to stand on its own. So if you notice that there are two of those delimiters, there is one starting by the left and there's the one starting at the far right. That's why we are going to choose split at rightmost delimiter, the one that is at the far right. That's the second one. By the time I click on OK, what happens is that it has accurately splitted that column into two. The first one being age range, and the second being what? The spending patterns. So do you get that, analyst Adiola? Did you get that? Yes, good to go. I love that. Done. I love that. That's the energy. Okay, so all we need to do is we're going to change this to age range. Call it age range. And then we're going to call this one spending pattern. Spending pattern. So, right? So we'll change those two things. Once we've done these two things, we have one final thing to do. Very, very important, and very critical. If you check we need to create a calendar table. Now, once, back then when we were younger, when, phones were not so rampant, you notice that when somebody says, oh, I have an event, or I'm going somewhere on the 16th of June, you don't know the day 16th of June falls in. You don't know the quarter of the year. What you go and do is you go and open your calendar and check, oh, what day of the month is 16th? Oh, it's a Tuesday. Okay, it falls on the second week in the month, or the third week in the month of June. Oh, it falls in the third quarter of the year of 2024. So what that calendar has done is that it has provided context and more information to the date. So you have a normal date called, okay, the age range type should be changed to old numbers. Yes, you are correct, Marvelous. The only challenge is that the age range actually has it's not fully old number, not because it's not a number, but it actually has a dash, like an hyphen. I'm going to use the word hyphen. So because of that, it cannot be changed to an old number, because once Powerbi sees it as, we then begin to have an error. For example, if I change it to an old number, okay, we can try it now. If we change it, that's fine. We can work with that. You can see they're all errors. Why? Because Powerbi is seeing that hyphen as a problem. He's seeing that hyphen as a text. He's wondering, what is a text doing in age range, in a number column? You understand? So that is the reason why it should be maintained as a text. Anything that has to do with that has a mixture of name, number, and this thing. So I love, in fact, I really love your question. I love the engagement on this, or many of us are having, because it shows that we are really, really involved in this building, and we are not just passively watching it. So thank you for that. I love that. Please, more such engagement. If you have questions, ask them. If you're not clear, please go ahead and feel free to ask. I'll be glad to answer your question. So let me just change it back. So thank you for that once again. So now we want to, like I was saying earlier, calendar gives context to your dates. So you are working on an organization. The organization say, the MD or head of marketing says, how well did we do in maybe say October 2nd? What was our sales like, or what were we like in October 2nd? October 2nd has no meaning to anybody. It's just a date. But we know that what when we check the calendar, we can see the day of the month. You can say, oh, October 2nd was in the fourth quarter of the year, and that fourth quarter of the year, which was apparently happened to be the first week of the 10th month, we're able to make so and so and so and so and so and so. It brings context. So we're going to be creating a date table, a calendar table. So all you need to do is come to any free area around here and right click. Once you right click, you click on new query. Now once you click on new query, all you need to do is you are now going to what click on blank query. Now once you click on blank query, automatically Power BI is going to give you something like this. You'll see something like this. You call query 1. Right click on this, click on rename, and click on calendar. Click on calendar. Now once you've done that, have you done that? I've done that. You will notice now, once you've done that, you will see there's a particular notepad file. Okay, network threw you out. Hey, okay, can I go through the calendar again? Okay, that's fine. I'll go through it again. That's fine. So quickly, all you need to do, we've not done far. All you need to do is, let me just quickly delete this. All you need to do is come over to this point, any free space around here, come over to any free space around here, then click on new query. Once you click on new query, you come over to blank query. Once you click on blank query, you come to this point where you see query 1. Then you right click on it and you see rename. Once you see rename, you type calendar and press enter. Have we all done that? Have we done that? Okay, done. Beautiful. Thank you. That's great. That's great. Analyst, Jola analyst. Beautiful. Now, what's next? What you're going to do next is come straight to the folder. There was a particular folder you downloaded. Go back to the folder you downloaded. It was called Dashboard Resources. You will see date change the okay. You don't know not much. So you maintain what you have. Maintain what you have. Have you created the calendar table now? Yes, okay, that's it. Once you create a calendar table, that's fine. You will see a didn't miss anything after delimiting. I'm not sure you did. Hold on, let me check. I'm not sure you did. This is Funnels. We only renamed the table to age range. We renamed the table to age range, and that was all. We renamed the table to age range, and that was all. We renamed the table to age range, so that was all we did. Okay, that's great. That's great. So we come over to this point. You see date table. This is date table. You open it. So I already created a form of calendar DAX for us. No, I actually got it somewhere. So not exactly created all over at. Well, I can create it one after the other, but just that we don't have time for that today. So all you need to do is just copy everything like this. Right click and copy everything. Copy. Once you have copied it, you come over to here and click on calendar. Okay, okay, you are lost. Okay, you are lost. Okay, no problem. So have you created calendar? Analyst Marvelous. Marvelous. Have you created this calendar query? Yes, okay, that's great. So I said open the dashboard resources where you have that particular file called dashboard resources. Open it, dashboard resources, open it, dashboard resources, dashboard resources, open it, dashboard resources. Have you opened it? You'll see, you downloaded the folder. You'll see dashboard. There's a particular TXT file there called date table. There's a TXT file there called date table. There's a TXT file there called date table. In there, do Control A and copy. Control A and copy. Right? So once you've copied it, are we together? Yeah, WordPad, Notepad, anything. Just open it. You can use WordPad, Notepad, anyone you want to use. Just open it. The idea is you just want to copy what is inside. We don't compulsory use any you. It's not really about it. So copy everything that is there. Then come back to calendar, right? This is calendar. Come back to calendar. Once you click on calendar, you will see here there's something called advanced editor. Advanced editor. It's just advanced editor. Click on it. Hello, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, my apologies, please. My apologies. My audio got disconnected. Thank you for that. Thank you, Marvelous, for that. Okay, so can we hear me clearly now? Just drop your yes, I can. Yes, I can. I can hear clearly. I can hear clearly. Okay, thank you, Marvelous. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I love that. I love that. Thank you very much. Thank you, Adola. Thank you, Lolade. Thank you. I love that. So now we're moving. I love that. So we're moving on. So we come over, like I said, come to, let me discard this. Come back to calendar. So that thing you copied from, the codes you copied from here, Once you've copied it, come back to calendar, come over to this point where you see advanced editor, advanced editor, advanced editor. Click on it. Clear everything you have in here and paste what you are coming with. Right? Paste it. Now, once you paste it, you can see these are the different. So usually this is called an M query. It's called an M query, like an M code. So you can do this thing manually, but what actually happens anytime you create anything in Power BI from the front end, Power BI automatically go and save the step at the back end like an M code, right? So then you just click on done. Done. So what it does is that it automatically creates your date table. So you can see that created your date table. If you want to understand how to do it, you can also, by the way, you can also, if you also have this particular date, you can also create it yourself. I mean, you can also create it yourself. For example, if you add only this date to create it as well. If you add only this date, all you need to do is come to add column, come to date, you add, for example, we want to add, I don't think there's quarter here. Okay, there's quarter. Okay, what do you want to add so that we'll be able to show us how to add something? So if you want to add, say maybe whatever, maybe you want to add something, come back to this place, click on add, then click on this. You can add anything you want to add. Maybe you want to add day of week, you want to add month of year, you want to add start of month. You can add any other information you want to add. Maybe you are not satisfied with what you are getting. You just want to add more things. Say week of months, you can add it here and it will automatically be added to your column. So once we have done this, we can say that to a large extent we have prepared our data and we are ready to move into. Can this be used for anyone or anyone? In fact, anyone from here just gonna be doing wonders with date. And this is where, and it is from this type of thing that you can actually all of those date hierarchy where they'll say drill down. Okay, I want to see the year, I want to see the quarter, I want to see the month, I want to see the day. Okay, I should zoom. Okay, I zoom. Let me change my resolution. I might not be able to go very far with the resolution, so I don't pick something that is too. Okay, let's keep the changes. Hope it's better this way. So you can use it, yeah. My Solari, you can use it for any visual, any analysis. The date, you can use it for any analysis. It works for any analysis. So there are some null rows in all the columns. So that's a very good one. You observed right and you observed well. So usually across board, there's also a way to check. So you mentioned that that's a very good one. There's also a way to check the quality of each of the columns. So you can actually come here and do column profile. So for example, when I do column profile, I can see that, okay, you said there are some nulls. So we can check each of the columns to see which of them have null values. We can click on this to show. Okay, hold on a bit, please. Okay. Okay, so for nulls, for nulls, I think which of them did you see nulls actually? Is it that this one has foods, right?
Sales
Hello, can you hear me?
analysis.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, the
sales.
funnels food.
Yeah. Okay, so for funnels foods, well, for nulls, I don't. Let me check. Let's check. Do we have null values? Okay, let's check this. Okay, so we have null values. I think this is the part of Excel that just came into this place without this thing. So good one. We can just easily delete and remove all. We can just remove every null value. Thank you for bringing us back. We can just remove it because apparently, because I know that where the data is seated, there is not null, but it's a good one. So we can just remove it, click on blank rows and remove so that we don't have null values in our data set, right? Now, for sales analysis, this one can have null values. I brought this one in only because of the fixed cost. So I brought this one in just because of the fixed cost so that we can use this fixed cost in our calculations. That's why I brought this one in, right? So that's a splendid one. Thank you for that. Like I said, I love that interaction. So that's beautiful. So once you come over to this point, you can then say, go ahead and click on, this is funnels foods. We can change this funnels foods to sales records. So more like historical records. It gives us that. So once you right click on it, you will see rename and then change it to sales records. Change it to sales records. So once you've done that, okay, so I think with the resolution I've done, my screen is better this way, right? Because you see the resolution I've done, the recording is being affected on YouTube. It's appearing in a very funny way. But is this resolution better for us?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we'll just maintain it. I think I have the Google Meet is recording, so I guess I should be able to have that because this YouTube part doesn't sit well at all. So now we move ahead. So we are done with our clean. Largely our data seems clean. Normally, if you want to check the quality of your data, you can come to view. If you click on column distribution, you can see, a quick distribution of your data. If there was any error, it will show in this place as well. You can also click on column profile. It will give you a quick distribution of your data as well. If there were any errors or anything that were any challenges, to just show you the count of your data, the empty string, just some simple things to just give you an idea of how your data sits. Then, so our data seems fine. We can then go ahead and close and apply onto our data. And now we come to where so we come to close and apply, and then we can then see our data at this point. Now the next stage we are going to be doing, okay, is someone saying something? Okay, nobody. Okay, so now I hope we are all here. Okay, so
Yes.
okay, that's great, that's great, that's great. I love that. So now that we are here, so the next stage we're going to be doing now is we are now going to be checking our data model to be sure that our data is modeled appropriately. Now, naturally, when you start building your dashboard, you will need to understand the concept of data modeling. And I believe we did a good job of understanding how data modeling was in the earlier stages, so that when you come to be easy, life will be easy. You don't need to begin to stress. You are just clear. So what do you do? Normally, your facts table stays up. I think I should have renamed this as sales records facts, then calendar product details dim, so that we can understand. But it's still fine. Let me leave it up here like this. Then your dimensions table comes down. Now, if you notice, Power BI has automatically, in its good way and its good nature, automatically connected salesperson's details table to sales records by a one-to-many relationship. Remember, when I talked about data modeling earlier, we might have heard of the one-to-many relationship. Oh, this thing is too techy, that's stressing me. It's not difficult. All it is trying to say is simple. For every one salesperson's ID you find here, you'll find many sales records. And that is why things like this is important, because, for example, instead of me to be for if the same in this place now, and look at this one, you have product ID and we have product details. The beauty of this is that anytime you can see product ID as well. For every one product ID you find here, you'll find what? Many. And let us connect it. How can you connect it? All you need to do is what? You simply hold your click on product ID. You can see there's also product ID here. Oh, I called the product name. My bad. It's actually product ID. That must have been my mistake. Click on, hold your cursor on the product ID here and drag it and drop it on the column you want it to connect to and leave it. It will bring us something like this. I need us to confirm that we have done this. Right. We have,
Yes.
okay, you've done it. Okay, great. That's great. That's great. That's splendid.
Sorry, please,
Yes,
I
that's
missed it when you were trying to, when you came up with all of these tables after close and apply. I didn't see what was done.
okay. After close and apply. Okay, after close and apply, there's nothing major, there's nothing major again there. So what you need to just do after close and apply is very simple. All you need to do is come to, I came here, I just simply come to model view. You can just mute so that you don't, but so just come to model view. So once you come to model view, you will see the different tables here. So arrange your tables in a way that, in a star format. It's called star schema for a reason. So the idea of star schema is there's a central schema, there's a central table, and other tables are then sitting right under it. So what that would then happen is, okay, that's great. So what that would then happen is you can see, so can you confirm that you can see this?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, that's splendid. That's splendid. So we can see that Power BI automatically connected salesperson ID to sales records. And remember, the concept is that for every sales ID here, you will see it multiple times on the sales record table. I remember what I said earlier. The idea behind creating different tables for different data, is redundancy. So that if on sales record you just only have one information that represents sales record here, salesperson ID here, and you can pull the remaining information for salesperson ID from this table. It won't be that on this particular sales records table you then begin to have sales ID, the salesperson's name. The data will just be repeated, and you can, when you change the data on one column, you have to begin to change the data on another column. When you are working on dashboards, you must ensure that your data model is prim and proper. So the product details as well. You can see that we have a product ID column here. This is supposed to be product ID, but I think I forgot to change it. So you can just come and click on, you hold your cursor, click on this and drag it. Yes, you can go back and edit the column. Why not? You can go back. You can go back. I can even show us how to do that right away. Then you click on product ID. Now, okay, I'll show you. I'll show you how. Let me just do this. I'll show you how. Now, can we see now that there are two tables and Power BI is trying to create a join relationship? That means you are trying to join two tables together. We'll now see the importance of what we did that time by creating a table here that has information and another table that has information, so that two tables can connect with each other. And anytime you need information from somewhere, you can touch it here and you put information from that place. So Analyst Marvelous, like I said, I will go back to that so that we don't move to, but then that once I'm done with this, I will then explain that again quickly. So you can see product ID here. It is a one. That means you can see the columns, they are connecting to each other on a one to many, showing that for every one time PO1 is represented here, the product ID is represented severally here, and they are representing, the cardinality is a one to many relationship, and it's in a single direction. Once you understand that, you click what? Save. So once you saved, you can see that now your data model is sitting properly. Right? Now, once you've been able to identify that data model is sitting properly, the other thing you need to do is now connect your calendar table with your date of sale. And the reason why is this, because remember what we said, calendar gives you a way of saying, okay, I have a date here, 16th of October, but I have no information about that date. But there is another table that has every single information about 16th of October. That table can tell me whether 16th of October was in Q1 or Q2 or Q3 or Q4. That calendar table can give me a lot of information, and this is it. So I'm going to connect them on the dates column. So I click on dates, I drag it down to this place, and I join. And you can see they are connecting on a one-to-many relationship. I click OK. Please, if you have done this, just put done in the chat while I show Analyst Marvelous how to edit a column. Or you have done this, just put done on the chat box so that we can be sure that we are following.
So is it that you move dates to date of sales? I didn't get that part. Sorry.
Yes. Okay, you didn't get that part. Okay, beautiful. So all I did was very simple. Well, hold on. So all I did was very simple. I clicked on date because I know that date is a dates, we have date here, we have date here. So on this place, date is actually like a table, you know, there are dates here. So all I need to do is what? Drag the date and drop it on date of sale and release the column, right? So once you do that, just like I said, once you do that, you can see that it's very simple. You know, you click on, you can see that, okay, the date on this place is matching with the date of sale here in a one-to-many relationship. And I click on save. So do you get that now?
Yes, thank you. I've done it. Thanks.
Great, that's great. So I need like one more person or two more people to say done, that they have done the data model, so we can be sure that we're moving together. Done. Thank you, Analyst Loladi. Thank you. Okay, so I don't know. Okay, so one more person said done on the chat. I need one person on the chat, so I'm sure that we're moving on. Who said done though? I didn't get the name. I want to be sure it's not Analyst Loladi. So we can be sure that at least we have 2 or 3 persons following us. Okay, let's just continue then for the sake of time. Yeah, so we move on to the report view. Hi, Babatine, did you get the part that you asked? I said you should.
So
Okay,
you also
yours
said you want to
didn't-
show someone how to do the column.
Yes, I didn't forget. I wanted to be sure that everybody got this data model part. So Marvelous said adding link immediately, but as it link now. Thank you for that. I'm going to show it now. But I wanted everybody to be sure we got that data model part first. Because Marvelous is also the one who raised the question. So I want to be sure that she's done with that part and she'll be able to see this part we're about to do as well. Okay, we're waiting for Marvelous though.
No, sir, I'm saying that the way yours linked 2 tables immediately when you came to the data model, mine did not link from the beginning. So it's quite
Oh, okay, you
sad.
have
I
to
don't
link.
think I can rename, yes, the columns.
Oh, okay, no, you should be able to rename it. So, okay, no, okay, so you remember it's just salesperson details and product details. So this one link because it was there already. So all you need to do is, if it did not link, fine. If it didn't link, fine. Just carry salesperson's ID and what? Link it by yourself with salesperson's ID. We already did the one for products. We already did the one for product details. Do you get that?
Yes, sir. Mine, my product details have a product name. So, but you said that we should link product ID to
Okay,
product
you
name.
didn't. Okay. It's actually so okay. Did you put a product ID on your own product details on your product
Yes, sir.
details table?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you put product ID. So now
Yes.
on your did you go back to the Excel, this Excel, yeah, to change to do a replace to replace all these things with the product ID?
I replaced the product, but I did not change the column name. Okay,
It doesn't matter, I should still correct. So what you have here is P01, P02, and P03, right?
yes, sir.
Okay, now when you come back to this point, right? Now, yes, that means there is product ID and there's product name here, right?
Yes, sir. Wait,
Okay, now,
yes, sir.
so now carry this product ID and come and drop it on the product name that you created. So far, what is inside the column is the same thing. There won't be a problem.
Okay, sir. I've done that, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, great. That's great. So I love the fact that we're moving together. That's the most important thing. Okay, so we are moving on. So I'm going to show us how to edit a column. So if you want to edit a column, you will need to go back. You can do it here, or you go back to Power Query and go and do it. So if you want to go back to Power Query, come to this point here. You can see a lot of icons here. Click on Transform Data. Then click on Transform Data again. It brings you back to Power Query. Now, when it brings you back to Power Query, you can now come and say, okay, look, I want to change date of sale. I don't want it to appear the way it was. I'll change date of sale. I want to change whatever. For example, if you notice here, I just changed this one from product ID. Please, this one, maybe you shouldn't bother to do so I won't stress you, but I just want to show you something so I won't have to. You get? I also want to change because in case maybe you're not, so I don't have to. But I just changed something from product ID to product name. When I come to this point, if you can do it as fast as I can find. When I came to this point, you can see this red line. And that's one of the interesting things about Power BI. This red line is showing you that Power BI is telling you that, look, the column header you put when you started this process, if you notice, remember, I said it had already recorded all your steps. So it had taken note of your column headers. It had stored all of them. Power BI is now saying that, look, the column header you put when you created this thing, which is product name, is different. You are now putting product ID. If I come to this place now and I come to home, you can see when I come to this promoted headers, I'm still seeing product name. And what I have here is product ID. If I come to this place, and I click on where you see refresh. I click on, you want to see something, please? Yeah. Hello, can you hear me? Are you saying something?
No, continue, please.
Okay, that's fine. So once click on refresh all, what happens is that it automatically changes this one now to what? Product ID, right? And you can then, once you now come here, you begin to see an error. What is the error? The column product name was not found. I'm just showing us this. You don't need to necessarily do this, right? But and I'm taking us through some of the troubleshooting steps we begin to perform. All you need to do is a two-way thing. You can see that this place now, it has stored all the different column names and the type itself. It has stored them already. I have two ways I can do it. I can just come here and change this one to ID so that it will match the new thing that is coming in. And I click anywhere outside, and you can see everything is fine. So you can see there's also another error because I removed the column at some point. So I come over to this place again, and it has saved that column header twice. So I come over to this place and change it again, and it's fine. So you can leave it to product name. Maybe later you can change so that we don't waste too much of time with this. But that's just fundamentally how to. So those are some of the errors you can begin to encounter when you change the column header. Usually, anytime you change the column header in Power BI, there are some other ways to manage it. There's a way to manage it that regardless of the column header that comes in, Power BI will take it. But ideally, normal standard setup, if you change the column header, your Power Query will likely have problems. There are ways to manage it, but that's a bit more advanced and it's not really for this class. So hope we now get how to change a column or edit a column, and you can come back here and do anything you want to do on that column. Do we get that now? I just confirm in the chat box that we got that. Can we confirm that we got that? Okay. Yes, I love that. I love that energy. Yes. Sadika is giving that energy vibes. Yes. So we are moving on, right? So by 12:30, we're going to take a 5 to 10 minutes break so that we can drink water and do a little bit of biological break, and then we're going to continue from 12:30 for another hour before we round up. So the way to do it is to change it first in the Excel file. Yes. So you can change it directly from the source. Yeah, it's better to change it first from the source. It's better to change it first from the source for that particular one. Although you can change it from the Excel file, but you can change. It's better to change from the source because eventually, if you want to refresh the data, there will be a problem. If you don't change it from the source, it will still have that same problem. So change it from the source, then down change it in the Power Query, right? So I love that. Thank you for that. So for that, that's it. So that hope that answers the question, analyst. Yeah, does that answer your question? Okay. So if that's the case, okay, that's great. That's great. I love that. So now that's the case. Now we are now on the front end interface. Now, remember what we said earlier. There are a lot of things we are now going to be doing at this point. And this is the point where it gets to it. So we have a couple of questions. So normally when you want to do your dashboard, right? When you want to begin to do your analysis, let me create a text box. This is the point where you see all of your different charts that you want to use. But I want to use a text box. So I'm just going to draw a text box like this. So when you want to begin to do your analysis, there are various ways of doing your analysis, right? If you are probably just starting out, you can do well to ChatGPT is a very good way, a good resource for asking for business questions. So in case you are not clear on exactly what business questions to ask, you can just go to ChatGPT. Oh, ChatGPT, oh, what business question should I ask? Blah 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 blah, and it will give you the kind of business questions that you should ask, and you can go ahead. But for this case, where I already have a couple of business questions I generated earlier before. Okay, this is not it. Just give me a minute, please. I want to paste them here. Review the sales dashboard. So I have a couple of documents. Hold on. Where did I keep that? Okay. Yeah. So these are some of the questions that I already generated earlier that can guide
Sir,
what we are doing.
please, I have a little challenge, please.
Okay, please go ahead. Yeah.
Sir, my stuff is still having that asterisk, the sales record. I'm doing all you showed us, and it's not working. Please.
When you say asterisk, the sales records, can you come again?
There's no exclamation mark. The sales rec. When you go to sales table, it's having that triangle, yellow something. It's not showing as a table.
Oh, I see there's an error message, right?
Please help.
Okay. Okay, no problem. That's no problem. So if you come over to this point, this is sales records, right? So if you come over to sales records, so what was the last thing you? So did you change anything? Okay. So that's this sales records, right? Okay, you went back to change this one to product ID, right? Did you change this one? Did you change the name of this thing on the file? Did you
Yes,
change?
sir. Yes, sir. I've changed it on the file, but it's
Okay.
product ID. Then my own, sorry, the first column instead of transaction ID is showing UN. I think it was a mistake, an error, and I'm trying to change it back to transaction ID. I've changed it on the file itself, the Excel file, but it's not. It doesn't want to reflect on the Power BI.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a possibility that okay. Now on the Excel file, I think I understand what's going on. Now on the Excel file, right? You already have you done so you changed it after you did all of these things, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's where the challenge is coming from. So remember I told you, so you see this chain type here, come to this chain type. And this would also apply to everybody. You can also learn from this because troubleshooting in Power BI is very, very interesting. And once you understand it early enough, it helps you a lot. So come to this chain type here in the present data you have.
Okay, sir.
Have you come? What do you see here? What's here? Is it UN? You can see your transaction.
Is UN.
So that's the problem. So Power BI is telling you that I have UN, but what is coming is transaction ID. So you need to type exactly the transaction ID. I mean, exactly the way it is. You type it there, type it inside here. I mean, you can just double click and just type transaction ID.
I've done that, sir.
Now come to product ID. What is here? Is it product name or product ID?
It was product's name.
Now, right? Okay, just remove name and put ID.
Okay, sir. I've done
Now
that, sir.
you also have another chain type here, right? No.
Yes.
You have another name. No, sorry, not rename columns. Removed other columns. You have it here, right?
Remove other columns. Yes, sir.
What do you see here? Is it UN or chain type? UN or transaction ID?
Transaction ID.
Okay, transaction ID. What about in the second one? Is it product ID or product name?
Product's name. Okay.
Okay, so change it. Yeah.
Right. Okay,
So
sir.
those are some of the troubleshooting steps. So do refresh preview. Come to this place and click on refresh all.
I should refresh
Refresh
all.
all.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
I've done that, sir.
Okay. So now it should have gone by now.
No, sir.
Okay. So it's not gone yet. Okay.
No,
So
sir.
can
It has affected my sales analysis, my salesperson details. Ah, I'm sorry.
no problem. So what you can do is okay, you know what? Drop a screenshot on the chat. Let me see. Drop a screenshot on the chat. I want to understand. So for example, once you say it has affected your salesperson analysis, what exactly are you saying? Everything is now showing the same thing.
Yes, it's now showing that triangle with asterisk.
Okay, you know what? Drop a screenshot on the group chat. Let me see what you're talking. Let me see the challenge. Drop a screenshot on the group chat.
Okay, sir. I'm doing it now, sir.
Problem. Drop a screen. Okay, so is everyone just a few minutes? Let's see if there's anyone that can look at it, so it will be easier for us to move together. Because the idea is for us to move together. So hence the purpose for the slides.
Sir, please, if I'm delaying others, maybe can I reach
Okay,
you
yeah,
later?
sure.
I don't delay
Sure,
the
sure.
whole class, please, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm grateful.
No, but I think Lolade said she can come in. So probably Lolade, you can also, man, Lolade, you can come in if you can. I'll be glad to have that. It will be great.
Okay. Thank you. So I think the issue she's having is the change of colon name, right?
Yeah, so I need her to even drop the screenshot. So probably we can just guide her on the chat.
Okay, okay. Because I initially did a blunder, like I changed the column name in the Power Query. So I now noticed that the sales record changed. So I have to go back to Excel to change it to what it was and then follow the process you told us to
Follow
do.
the process.
Yes.
Okay. So okay, that's plenty. So can you drop it, and Marvelous, can you drop it in the chat? Let's see.
Sir, I'm finding it difficult to drop in the chat. I'm trying to drop it on the WhatsApp.
Okay, okay. I think that what Lola said is just it. So, but if we see it, we can easily know exactly where we want to come in, where we want to
I
come in,
just sent it to the WhatsApp. WhatsApp.
okay. Hold on. Okay, the column UN was not found. So click on go to error. There's something called go to error.
Yes, I'm there.
So once you click on that go to error, you should be able to see what is the thing that is there. What is the exact thing on? Is it change type? Is it what exactly is it? Is it change type? Remove the other columns. What exactly is it?
Renamed column.
Rename columns.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. Rename columns. Oh, okay. Cancel that thing. Just click on cancel like this. Click on cancel. Did you change the transaction? Did you change it to transaction ID from the Excel sheet or from the Power Query here?
Both, sir.
Okay, so cancel this one and leave that one. Cancel that rename column. Like click on this thing, it will delete that rename column. Click on this thing, you will see delete. It will delete, ask you to delete the step, delete the step.
Yes, I've deleted this, sir.
Okay, how about now? Is it still come and click out again? Is it fine now?
No, sir.
Okay, so fortunately I can't see your screen. Okay, so
Sir, please just go ahead. I'm feeling bad delaying us.
no.
I'll be doing.
Okay, you catch up, right? Okay. I know there's a way to actually, like, I'm able to see what you're saying. It would be great to, do a screenshot of everything. Maybe someone can help us just just drop a message on the group to help you out. Or I can even drop a message on the group to help you out. Do a screenshot of the entire page, right? Or a short video showing us what you have. So anybody you can just drop a message. Anyone that can help out can just help out on the group chat so that we can move swiftly. Thank you for your help. So basically, like I said, we're going to be looking at this. There are some real world questions. We want to look at which region generates the highest sales in terms of total revenue, Which, how does the sales performance vary by sales channel, right? We're looking at the customer segmentation, we're looking at promotion analysis. Which promotion code gives us the highest revenue? You know, we're looking at seasonality, which period has the highest sales. So when it comes to sales record like this, there are a lot of things that are very, very important. And what is most important is that you then begin to ask yourself a very simple question, that there are some key measures you need to now begin to take into cognizance. You need to be able to identify some values that will say, okay, fine, these are some key values that are significant with this industry. For example, when it comes to FMCG, the revenue is most important. You will hear profit every time. You will hear cost of goods sold almost every time. You will hear profit margin every time. So those are the key things that are similar to the FMCG industry. So what do we do when it comes to this instance? We are going to be creating measures that will be able to attend to these needs. For the remember, we are doing two things. We are doing historical records and we're also doing sales analysis. So the first thing we are building dashboard for is historical records. So we're going to be creating measures that speak to this purpose. And the records we're going to be creating. So first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating a table, right? A table. These are our business questions. So we're going to be creating a table. So all you need to do to create a table is you simply come over to modeling, click on modeling, and click on new table. Once you click on new table, then once you click on new table, you click on type measures, measures underscore sales underscore records equals, then you press curly brackets, you put your apostrophe 2 times, and close the curly brackets.
Sorry, please, how did you get here? I was trying to look for it, but I can't find the place.
Okay. So go to modeling, click on modeling. Once click on modeling, you will see, once click on modeling, you will then see new table, new table. Now, once you click on new table, then you are now going to click on, have you seen this part now? Can you see this part now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Then you then put measures underscore sales underscore records equals, you put this, open the curly bracket open, you put an apostrophe twice, and curly bracket closed. Have we done that?
Please, it's not clear. Can you come again?
Okay, I should come again. Okay, no problem. Now, all you need to do, like I said, you want to create a new table. That new table is where you are going to be storing all your measures. That means you have different measures you are going to be creating. And that table is going to be the table where you are going to store your measures. What are you going to do? You come to modeling. Once you come to modeling, you click on new table. Have we clicked on new table?
Yes.
So you type measures underscore sales underscore records equals, curly brackets, you put your apostrophe twice, then close the curly brackets. Have we done this? Hello, have we done this?
Yes, I have. Thank
Okay, great. That's great. Okay, that's great. That's great. Okay, so Marvelous, you didn't drop the picture again. Please drop the picture of the video. I can still look at it directly from here. So you can join us.
Oh,
Drop the
okay.
picture, drop the picture of the video. So anybody can pop in the chat and even guide you. If there's
Okay,
anyone who
sir.
can also that would be great. So drop the
Okay,
picture on
thank
the chat. Just drop the full picture and trace it from the beginning. You probably would find exactly. I know it's something that if I see it, I can easily look at it, but because I'm recording this, a lot of back and forth might not be helpful now. So, but anybody
Okay,
that
sir.
can just help, thank you. So,
Thank
measure sales record. Yeah, you're welcome. So, sales records equals, that's all for now. So, we'll be able to create a table for sales records. We press enter. Now, we are going to be creating a couple of measures for this purpose. Simple DAX measures to help us to be able to create simple things like total revenue, simple things like total profit, simple things like total costs is going to guide us on how to do that, right? So the first thing we want to check is the total revenue. That's the first thing we're looking at. Total revenue. Total revenue. How do you get total revenue? All you need to do is very simple. All you need to do is this. You come ahead and then click on this point here. You can see this point. Click on this particular table here. Ensure you have clicked on the table. You click on the table inside this table. Then you come and click on new measure. Either you click on this new measure here or you click on these three dots beside this table and click on new measure. So Powerbi is quite interesting because it helps you, it gives you multiple ways to do one thing. That's very interesting. That's the interesting part of Powerbi. Multiple ways for just one thing. You come here, click on new measure. You can also come here, click on new measure. Depending on whichever one you want. Once you click on new measure, now we're going to be checking for what is the total revenue. Now, naturally, we know that total revenue is always going to be equal to the price, the selling price of a good times the quantity of that particular goods that was sold. But now, if you come back to your Excel, you will find out that there is no selling price here because we didn't want to clog this table with too much information. We now put the information about products on this table. Now, what you now have is that this is the product ID, this is the product code, this is the product selling price. So we mean that anytime I need of nuts, and so far I have P01, I can find P01 here. I can easily use this P01 to put all of the information about nuts and get what I need here. So what that is trying to say to us now is that by the time we go back to our, because now we know that we can see there's a column here for quantity of goods sold, but we are supposed to multiply each of these quantity of goods sold by their respective prices. Then the sum will now become what is our total revenue. But now, because there's no total revenue column, we need to create what is called in this thing. We need to create what is called a calculated column. It's called a calculated column. A calculated column in Power BI. Let's take this out. A calculated column in Power BI is a column that is a composition of other columns. So it's more like you're saying, okay, query is not valid. Oh, okay. I put curly brackets and two apostrophe. Curly bracket and two apostrophe. Let me put it in the chat box.
Sir, I think mine has been activated. It's now showing that I've worked on it, sir.
Oh,
So
wow,
I'll
wow,
have
wow.
to
I
start
love
from
that.
where you do the table. So I'm lost, sir.
I love that. Okay. That's not a problem. Just use where is the chat box? Just use what I'm about to paste here to create the table.
No, from where you said we should go to model, then
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So once you go to modeling, you click on modeling, click on table. Once click on new table, right? You will see this big this option here. That thing I pasted in the group chat. Just copy it and slam it here.
Model a new table. Okay. Uh, Okay. Um,
Okay, have we done that? Okay, great, that's great, that's great. So now that we've done that, now the next stage is very simple. We
I've
want
done
to,
that.
so for me, I don't, okay, that's great, that's great, that's great. I love that. Thank you
Thank you,
for,
sir.
yes, I love the fact that, yeah, you're welcome. I love the fact that you're following and following. It gives a lot of energy for me as well. Now we're moving on to trying to say, okay, I don't have this color data, but I need it. That's the idea of calculated columns. So this column did not come in my data, but I need it. So I'm going to now say, for example, if in this case now there is no selling, there is no revenue, but there is selling price and there's quantity of goods sold. So I'm going to create a calculated column that will multiply each row of the transaction by, multiply them by both sides. That's multiply the for each row and get the that means for each row. For example, if I wanted to do it in Excel, what I would have done is I would have put all the selling price by this side and then begin to multiply what quantity of goods sold by selling price to get the revenue, right? But in this case, because it's Power BI and I was trying to maintain a data model, I have my quantity of goods sold and my product cost price and selling price here, and I also have the Honors Foods. That's for the information here. All I need to do is very simple, and that's where data model gets very interesting. I come to this place called Table View. I come to this place called Table View. When I come to Table View, I click on the sales records table. I then come over and click on New Column. Power BI now asks me, okay, what you want us to use to calculate this table, this column, since the new column? How do you want it to be stored? What do you
Sorry,
want us to calculate there?
is this
I
after
then
we
say,
did the
oh, okay.
measure?
After you did what?
Is this after we did the measure that we're supposed to do
Is this
this?
after you did what? Sorry.
The measure that we
Yes,
just
after you did.
did,
No, no. So
the
you
new
after you
measure.
created the measure. Yes. After you created the measure.
Yes.
Yes. After you created the measures table. So that new measure, I
What should we do
cancelled it.
with
I brought
sorry?
us to this calculated columns.
Oh, you canceled
So
it instead. Oh,
so after, okay, let me.
okay. So how did you get
Yeah,
here,
yeah, just
please?
cancel it. Then I brought us to this page. We need to do this before we do that. Okay, so when I clicked on this table view. You can see this is report view. I clicked on table view. You get, I clicked on table view. So there is report view, there's table view, and there's model view, and there's also DAX view. Have you done that now? Have you seen it?
Yes, yes, I have. Table view.
Okay, splendid. Okay, so table view. Now that we are here, what we need to do after we come to table view, we'll click on, you can see, you come to home, you will see table tools. You select the sales record, you will see table tools. Once you click on table tools, you will see new column, new column, new column, new column. So it's going to give you an idea of the number of columns that, okay, so for example, this is new column. And then you can then go ahead and say, okay, look, I'm going to name this column is going to be called total revenue. I want to use this column to note my total revenue. I then do total revenue. I say equals what? So total revenue. Are we there? Are we there now?
No, sir, please.
Okay. So where are we?
Mine is just showing a blank interface. Hi, God, I beg. What's wrong with this?
So when you come to table view,
Yes.
when you come to table view, right, you see sales records. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, no, it's not showing me that
Hello.
though.
You
Sir,
can you see these tables here? Can you see the tables here like this?
no,
Can you
I
see
can't,
everything
please.
on this right side?
So I
Tables,
can
all
see
these
your
tables
screen,
here
but I
under
said for
data. Can you
mine,
see
I'm
them?
not seeing.
They should be here. Oh. When you come to this place, can you see all of these tables here?
Where?
You should see the
I can see
tables.
the
Maybe you
table.
should do a
Yes, I can
refresh.
see the
You
table.
probably see the
Join.
table. Can anybody see these tables here? Can anybody- You say
I can see the tables. Yes. This no, they join
hello?
in the model view. Hello, sir. I can't hear you, sir. Please.
Click on sales records.
On
Click
table.
on
Oh,
sales
okay.
records.
There's no place for sales records, sir.
Click what is here in your own. Yours, what is here? Can you see all of the tables? Or the one that has the information, age range, date of sale, and all of the likes.
Okay, sir. Okay, I should. Yes, sir. I've clicked it, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So once you see that, then all you need to do is simply come over to once you click on it, then you come over to new column. So I said we're going to go on a break by so 30. So once I'm done with creating total revenue and total cost, we'll do a 10-minute break, then we'll come back, say we will convene. So total revenue, once you come to this place, you click on total revenue, you can see you click on total column and new
Yes, sir.
column. So let me take it back again so that doesn't confuse us. You click on sales records, click on new column. To populate a new column here, then all you need to do is where the column is, just delete everything and type total revenue equals total revenue equals. Now there's a Power BI DAX function called is this. Remember what I told us earlier? You have a table which is the normal regular table. You have production ID. Production ID one has quantity sold of one. Same here like that. Same if you come to product details table, this production ID one, with it you can get the product cost price and also the product selling price. Now, what this related does is that it helps you to go to the table that is the product details table to get the cost. No, sorry, it gets you to go to the product details table to get the required selling price for that particular thing you are looking for. More like it's going to that table to get more information about that particular thing. And how would you do it? Once you type related, put that single column and single apostrophe. Then scroll down till you see product selling price. Then you press it like right. So once you do that, then you then put so you close the bracket. Sorry. Once you close the bracket, you now say multiplied by the quantity of goods sold. So what this is saying is that it went to the product table and went to go and get the selling price on the product table to multiply by the corresponding quantity sold so that we can get quantity and the total revenue. So by the time I do like this, you can see now that I have various values here. And pretty obvious because this is quantity sold is one. By the time we go to that particular good, it's P01, quantity sold is one. If you go to that particular good, you will get the same amount. So is that clear? We're able to get that part. Hello? We're able to get that part. Anyone? Okay, let me allow you type then. Once I've gotten that part, just type in the chat. I've gotten it. Or just type done. Done. Just type done. Just type done, done, done. So it's well, building a dashboard is not exactly the easiest thing to do, but at the end of the day, you'll be glad you did one. So okay, done. Thank you. And I said, Diola, good to see you. You know what I said comments. That's great. So I love that. I love that. Done. So that's great. That's great. So I love the fact that you said it's done. So if you want to change this one now to dollar, any other person? Okay, can't hear me from your hand. Is there anybody else that can't hear me, please? Is there another person that can't hear me? I just need to confirm. Is there anybody you can't hear me? Signify, please. Or you can hear me, signify. You can't hear me, signify. Okay, I can hear you. I can't hear you. So I can know if it's a general, if it's a general. Okay, I don't know what to signify. Aside from marvelous, just signify. Can you hear me, or is my voice muffled? Can you hear me, or is my voice muffled?
Hello, please, can
I can
anybody
hear
hear me?
you.
Please.
Marvelous, I can hear you. I can hear you also, Mr. Tosin.
Oh, you said. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I guess maybe marvelous. Maybe we need to join again then. So let's move on. So basically, we go ahead and say, okay, this is. So like I said, we'll come ahead and do column two. Although it's like not really totally a basic class, and like total beginner, total beginner, there are a lot of things I'll probably have touched on, and I might be most likely slower, right? So we just try and catch up as quickly as we can. So total cost will then be equal to. So in this case, now we want to get our total cost. So we want to get our total sales. We want to get our total cost. Now the total cost is going to be equal to, well, total cost of goods sold. Let me use the word. Now it's going to be equal to what? The, we're doing the same thing. Related. You put your first column. You do product details. You scroll down to where you choose product cost price. Then you close the brackets. Then you say times quantity of goods sold. Then you press enter. So once you press enter, it gives you the total revenue and the total cost of goods sold. Looking at this alone, sir, you can just convert this one automatically to dollar, because we want to use dollar as our major rate. So just convert it to dollar and say okay, convert. You come and click on this icon here and click on convert to dollar, then click on total revenue here and click on convert to dollar. So I'm just going to be pausing here. So if you have any questions for people that just to a 5 minutes break. So if you have any questions, I hope we are gaining. So if you are gaining something from this, just signify that okay, I'm learning from this, I'm following. If you have any questions so far, you can just indicate on the chat. But I'm just going to give 5 minutes. So let's say it's 12:39. But I say, okay, I'll just give let's say 6 minutes. So by 12:45, we're going to reconvene. But if you have any question, any part that is not been clear, just drop it in the group chat. I'll be glad to answer. And if you've been understanding, I've been following so far, okay, put it. I understand. I've been following. It's clear. Okay. So
So please go back to your Power BI, the last column you created. I just want to see the header. Thank you.
fine. That's fine. So yeah, the column. So this is last column, the one for total cost of goods sold. That's the last column that was created. Total cost of goods sold. This is the DAX function for it. This is the DAX function for it. Total cost of goods sold. Total cost of goods sold. So this is it. So we're reconvening by 12:45. We're reconvening by 12:45. 12:45. We're reconvening by 12:45. Okay, we are back. We are back. We are back. We are back. How many are we ready? Are we back here? Please just drop a message if you are ready and back. You are ready and you're back. Just drop a message in the chat box. I'm ready and I'm back. I'm ready and I'm back. I'm ready and I'm back to this session. If you are ready and you're back, just drop a message in the chat box. Drop a message in the chat box that I'm ready and I'm back. Okay, so we're still waiting for our comments. I know it's not been easy, but it's a drive. Okay, I'm ready. I'm back. I love that, Lambert. I love that. I love that. I'm ready and I'm back. I need one more person to drop so we can move. I'm ready and I'm back. Just one more person and then we move. One more person and then we move. I'm ready and I'm back. We are starting. The flight is about to move. I'm ready and I'm back. Okay. I guess it's been a very long one. Hi Lambert, but have you been following so far? Have you been developing it so far? Okay. I'm ready and I'm back. Okay, yes, I love that. I love that. I love that. Marvelous. Okay, great to have you back. That's splendid. Okay, so we're going to be starting right away. We're going to continue right away. We have the world in front of us, so we're just going to be moving and moving with the speed of light. I missed the first. Oh, network. Okay, that's fine. That's not a problem. You can still catch up. You can still have it. And by the way, it's recorded, so I'll upload the recording on YouTube once we're done. So let's move on. So basically, we are going to go back to our dashboard. We've created for total revenue, or created a calculated column for total cost of goods sold and a calculated column for total revenue. So the next stage we are going to be moving into now is we are going to be creating a measure to sum the total revenue and the total cost of goods sold, and also to be able to sum. Can we still hear me on the call? Okay. Can we still hear me on the call? I just want to confirm that. Can we still hear me? Just confirm. You just drop a message. I can hear you. Okay, great, great. Amber, great. That's great. Oh, great. And Adiola, welcome back. Welcome back. That's lovely. I love the energy. Now, we're moving on. We want to be able to say, okay, we want to know the sum of our revenue. This is the total revenue. We want to know the sum of our revenue. So we can now begin to create our measures. How can we do that? How can we do that? Very
So
simple. We come over.
when did you do the total cost of goods sold?
I did that before we went on the break, but let me quickly do a
So I
recap.
wish to do it now.
So what I can do is, so what I just did was it, but you did the total revenue with us, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what we just did is very simple. All I just did was to come over to this point. I clicked on create new column. New column. When I came down to this point, new column, just like what we can see here. Let me go back. And I did equal to what? Related, right? I did product details to choose the cost price. I close my brackets, multiplied by quantity of goods sold, and enter. Does that cut for you?
Yes, I'm just typing it out. Please hold on.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Just give me a minute, please.
Please, can I see it again? It's showing error for me. Sales record quantity sold. John. Related product details. Okay, I didn't close brackets.
Okay, that's great. So just give me a moment. I need to change my
Still showing.
location. I need to change my location. So
So
I'll do,
it's
what's still showing?
showing the syntax is then okay, it's working now. Thank you.
The
I've worked
syntax is
on it.
what?
Thanks.
Okay, that's
No, I've
great.
worked on it. Don't worry.
Okay, that's great. So okay, that's plenty. So another place. So just give me like 1 minute. So let me just move over to the new place I'm going to, and then we can continue the session. So maybe at this point, okay. Maybe at this point you can actually see. Okay, that's great. Okay, that's great. So I think, yeah, we are here now. So now moving on. We have created our column. You can hear me, right? And the sound is way better. I think the sound seems better here.
You're showing twice.
I'm showing twice. When I'm showing twice, hold on. I'm showing. So can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, you can hear clearly. Okay, that's splendid. That's splendid. Okay, so you can see the total revenue and the total cost of goods sold now, right? Hello. Can
Yes,
anyone
we
hear
can
me?
hear you.
Okay, I think the new place I went to has network issues. So I think I'm just going to move to somewhere else. I don't know the next place. Okay. Okay. Yes, I'll just stay here. It's clear now. This place is very clear. Hello. Is it clear now? This place clear? Hello. Can you hear me clearly? Hello. Can you hear me clearly? Okay, you can't see my presentation. Okay, you can't see my presentation, but you can hear me clearly. Hold on. Let me try and share my screen again. Okay, how about now? Can you see my screen and hear me clearly?
I still can't see the screen, no. But let me try and
Okay. Okay, but can anyone else?
But I
Thank
can't
you
see
for
the
that
screen.
feedback. Can anyone else see
No, I
the
can't see.
screen? You said- Okay, so what's the situation now? I can hear, I can't see, or I can't even see, I can't even hear anything. Which one? I think it's a general network issue I can see. Hello, is anybody still on the call? Can't see my screen. Oh, God. Okay, let me unshare. Let me stop sharing and share again. Just give me a moment, please. Let me put that. Let me stop sharing and share again. I'm going to share. Oh no. Okay, just a moment. Let me see if I can get a better location here. I think it's a general network issue, not really with mine. Just give me a minute, please.
I can see your screen now.
Okay, just give me a moment, please. The network is not so okay with the same place I came to sit, right? So, moments, I'll sort it out in just a minute. Okay, can we all hear now? Be clear now. I believe this should be way better. This should be way better. Can you all hear me clearly? Hello? Can we hear now? Hello, can anybody hear me? I believe this should be better now. Hello, can you hear me now? Hello? Can anybody hear me on call? Great, thank you, Savior. Can you see my screen as well? Okay. Okay, you can see my screen. You can see my screen. Okay. Okay. Okay, the screen is back. Okay. The screen is black. Okay, hold on. Just give me a minute, please. Sorry for the break in transmission. Sorry for the break in transmission. Please get it sorted. I'll get it sorted in a short now. Just a minute, please. Just give me a minute, please. Okay. So you can't see my screen. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can join from this place. I can see my own screen. Sorry for the break in transmission. Okay. How about okay? Seems to be coming up. Okay, so okay, let me share. Let me stop sharing and share again. Hello. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is would would okay, so would we come? I think it's just I might need to change my network, but not presently close to the second one because I'm out. So is anybody still here to check to see if we can see my screen? Hello, anyone? Okay, you can't see it at the moment. Okay, so what I will do is I'm just going to switch, but what I will do is so where we have stopped at the moment, I might just have to stop the recording and abruptly stop for today. I would like to know if we have anyone on the call who is still available. I can probably you can so we'll stop here for today. Let's say we'll stop here for today. Because where if I have to change my network, I don't know how many of us who can get back on the call. Apparently only Lambert still remain here. So we'll probably stop here for today. We'll continue tomorrow by 3 p.m. and would apparently by that time definitely we'll continue tomorrow by 3 p.m. So we'll be able to complete the main aspect of the dashboard and we'll be able to have a more network free session. I would have said probably would give us another like 15 to 20 minutes, but that might take a bit of a time. I don't want us to keep us on the call waiting. So is that fine? Is that fine? Is anyone available? Is that fine? So we were supposed to have it for 2 days actually before now.
Sorry, please, what did you want to do? I didn't hear that part. Hello?
So I was considering two options. Option one is to change my picture. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes. Okay, so I was having a bit of yeah, as I was having a bit of a network challenge, so I was like, the option one is change my network, which might take my man like 10 to 15 minutes to change, right? Or option two is we convene tomorrow by 3 p.m. to complete the dashboard. So I wanted to know which one will be favorable by us. So probably, although we've not gotten to where we're supposed to stop for today, but having kept us on the call for a while, I wouldn't want to. I don't know if it's okay by us to, that like I said, 10 to 15 minutes to
Yeah, you can
get
start
another network that will be suitable for us also. Which one do you think is
for me, we can
okay
start
tomorrow? Okay, that's
tomorrow.
fine. So we would have it tomorrow by
Yeah.
3 p.m. So have
Okay.
yeah. Okay, I got that part, yeah. So we'll just okay, so we'll have it tomorrow by 3 p.m. We'll have the conclusion session of this call by 3 p.m. But I do hope we've gained something so far. I mean, have we gained something? Have we learned something? We've learned something. Just indicate that we have learned something. I've been learning.